Remember how everyone went wild for our 15 unbreakable football video? Well, buckle up. Today, we're diving even deeper, straight into the dirtiest, craziest love scandals that ever rocked the football world. Yeah, the kind of stories you'll want to hear while eating dinner, or maybe not. And of course, we'll kick off with the most bizarre tale, the one and only Ronaldo the phenomenon, and the three ladies of the night who weren't exactly ladies. When you hear Brazilian footballer, you already know these guys are built different. Neymar, don't even need to explain. Ronaldinho, the legend who once played 8 matches in 6 hours. If you know, you know. And Ronaldo de Lima, the OG party machine. This man changed girlfriends like he changed shirts, even hired an entire busload of supermodels for a single party. But his wildest story? May 2008. At the time, Big R9 had just argued with his girlfriend and, was looking for a little stress relief. So he headed to a fancy hotel in Rio de Janeiro, booked a VIP suite, and called in 3 escorts from the streets. Simple plan, some talking, some relaxing, maybe a few drinks. But then, knock knock. He opened the door, and in walked 3 transgender escorts. Yup, the girls were actually guys. They'd been sent by the agency, and Ronaldo froze, didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Being a gentleman, Ronaldo calmly tipped each of them $600 and politely asked them to leave. But they wanted more, $30,000 to keep quiet. And Ronaldo? He just shrugged and said, "Go ahead, tell the world." I've had worse scandals, and they did. Within days, Brazilian and international tabloids were filled with headlines about Ronaldo's 3 trans escorts. At least he handled it better than some other footballers we know. Anyway, that's our first story. But speaking of threesomes, the next scandal literally has 3 people in it too. Except this time, one of them is Wayne Rooney. Let's rewind to 2009. It's June 2009. Rooney goes clubbing at the Living Room Bar in Manchester while his wife Colleen is 5 months pregnant. Our boy's got energy to burn, and herbal tea clearly isn't helping. So who does he meet that night? Jennifer Thompson, a professional escort, and her friend Helen Wood. They hit it off instantly, and Rooney, being the romantic he is, asked for her number. By 3 a.m., he texted her to meet again, and even offered cash after every play date. Yep, straight up paper session. To stay careful, he used a different phone number each time. A week later, they met at the 5-star Lowry Hotel in Manchester. He left grinning ear to ear. She left with £1,200 in her purse. And because one wasn't enough, Rooney invited her to bring a friend next time for a little 3-player mode, if you know what I mean. So at 2 p.m. the next weekend, the 3 of them met again at the same hotel. Rooney started off shy, maybe feeling guilty about his pregnant wife. But soon enough, he turned into a Premier League-level performer. Both women later said he was surprisingly generous. £1,200 each, same as before. But in 2010, Helen Wood leaked everything to The Sun, revealing that Jennifer had slept with Rooney 7 times while Colleen was expecting. Naturally, Colleen was furious, packed her bags and left. Rooney begged, cried, pleaded, until her parents convinced her to give him one more chance. And somehow, their family still stands today. All right, moving on to the third scandal. And this one kicked off a whole series of bro code violations in football history. Rooney only fooled around while his wife was pregnant, but this next guy, he went full-blown home-wrecking mode. Yup, Mauro Icardi, the man who stole his teammate's wife. Back in July 2012, Maxi Lopez transferred to Sampdoria. Icardi had already been there for 6 months, so as a fellow Argentine, he decided to help his older teammates settle in. They were close, eating together, going on family trips, the perfect bromance. But you know what they say, keep your friends close, and their wives even closer. Because behind the scenes, Icardi was secretly flirting with Lopez's wife, Wanda Nara. At first it was innocent, a few dinners, some laughs, until suddenly it wasn't. One thing led to another, and boom, Icardi scored the ultimate hat trick. He stole his brother's woman. When Lopez started noticing his wife's mysterious absences, his gut told him something was wrong, and who was the other man? None other than his dear teammate, Mauro Icardi himself. Heartbroken and humiliated, Lopez filed for divorce. Fans turned on Icardi, calling him the biggest traitor in Argentine football. Icardi claimed they only got together after Wanda left her husband, but no one bought it. The bromance was dead. And when their teams met in Serie A, Lopez straight up refused to shake Icardi's hand, didn't even look at him, as if saying, "Don't dirty my fingers, bro." By 2014, Icardi and Wanda got married. But, as karma would have it, their relationship later collapsed too, filled with cheating rumors and Instagram drama. Guess steal a wife, lose a life is real after all. And since we're talking about stealing teammates' women, let's move to one of the most infamous scandals in English football, the story of John Terry and Wayne Bridge. The year is 2009. Wayne Bridge and his partner Vanessa had just split, even though they had a child together. Then, in 2010, the bomb dropped. Tabloids revealed that Chelsea's captain, John Terry, had been having an affair with Vanessa, his own teammate's ex-girlfriend. But the twist? People suspected the affair started before Vanessa and Bridge even broke up. Terry panicked. With the 2010 World Cup approaching, he begged the court for a privacy injunction to hide the story, but that failed. And when the truth came out, it shattered England's locker room. Bridge refused to shake Terry's hand during pre-match ceremonies. The team chemistry fell apart, morale hit rock bottom, and England crashed out of the World Cup, all because Captain Terry couldn't keep his, captain under control. A true legend of betrayal. All right, another day, another drama, and this time it's a love triangle between best friends. This story is pure chaos. Meet Courtois and Drouin, two inseparable buddies since their youth team days. They trained together, grew up together, and eventually shared something else together, but not in the way you'd think. By 2013, both were playing professionally, and of course, Courtois knew all about Drouin's girlfriend, Caroline. He even joked about how well he knew her, like, really well, down to every beauty mark on her body, because when Drouin and Caroline hit a rough patch, she decided to clear her head with a trip to Spain. Guess who happened to be there too? Yep, Courtois himself. He took her sightseeing, treated her to dinners, and played the comforting friend role a little too perfectly. And one emotional evening later, well, they made music together, let's just say. Instead of helping his buddy fix his relationship, Courtois completely destroyed it. Caroline even said later that being with Courtois for one night felt like 3 years with Drouin. Ouch. So not only did Drouin get cheated on, he got reviewed like a bad Yelp rating. And if you think that's bad, wait till you hear about this next legend of chaos, Ryan Giggs, or as some call him, the master of double lives. This man could probably juggle more secrets than he could footballs. Giggs first met Natasha in 2003 at a Manchester nightclub. They shared a wild one-night fling. Except, minor detail, his wife was pregnant at the time. The affair went on pause until Natasha started dating, wait for it, Giggs's own brother, Rodri. When Giggs's wife became pregnant again in 2006, he got bored and reignited his secret romance, this time with his now sister-in-law. The affair lasted for years, even after Natasha officially married Rodri in 2010. Giggs kept visiting her like nothing happened, but when he later cheated on Natasha with a beauty queen, she finally snapped and went public. Tabloids exploded. The Giggs family imploded. And suddenly, Legend of Old Trafford had a whole new meaning. But hey, if you think Giggs was wild, wait till you hear about his ex-teammate, a man who turned romance into an Olympic sport, Cristiano Ronaldo. Back then, Ronaldo and Irina Shayk were football's golden couple. Handsome striker, stunning supermodel. They were everywhere. Red carpets, magazines, fashion shows, the picture-perfect duo. Everyone thought a wedding was coming, but nope. After 5 years, it all crashed and burned. Ronaldo's side said it was family tension. Irina didn't get along with his mother. Irina's side said otherwise. Soon, rumors spread that CR7 had been playing extra time with other women. Not one, not two. Up to 12 different women claimed they'd been with him during that period. 12, even by football standards, that's Champions League level scoring. Speaking of scandal, meet Oliver Kahn, Germany's legendary goalkeeper, fierce on the field, fiery in love. At the peak of his career, he shocked an entire nation when he dumped his pregnant wife Simone, yes, pregnant, to chase a 20-year younger party girl named Verena Kurth. The tabloids called her Germany's party chicken. You can imagine why. The country went ballistic. Even Bayern's director at the time threw newspapers on the floor in disgust. But Kahn didn't care. He was the Titan, after all. Unfortunately, karma showed up early. A few years later, Verena did the exact same thing to him, ditched him for a younger guy. And just like that, the great Oliver Kahn found himself red-carded in the game of love. But the Infidelity Cup doesn't stop there. Next up, England's very own serial cheater, Ashley Cole. If David and Victoria Beckham were England's golden couple, Ashley and Cheryl Cole were supposed to be the silver ones. Until, well, Ashley polished someone else's trophy. Back in 2005, after a dreamy proposal in Dubai, Ashley and Cheryl tied the knot in a £500,000 ceremony. Everything looked perfect. But in 2008, the fairy tale crashed when news broke that Ashley had cheated with a hairdresser named Amy Walton. And trust me, that was only the first half of the story. And now, let's hop back in time to meet one of Brazil's earliest football legends, a man whose life was just as wild as his dribbling, the one and only Garrincha, the joy of the people. Except this time, he brought a bit too much joy to the people and their daughters. After winning the 1958 World Cup, Garrincha and his club Botafogo went on a European tour. In Sweden, the crowd adored him, especially one local girl who adored him a little too much. Let's just say one night of celebration led to an unexpected half-Brazilian, half-Swedish baby. When he returned home, fans were furious, waiting for him right at the airport. But that was just one chapter in a lifetime of chaos. Garrincha didn't just have a weakness for women, he battled addiction too. One drunken night, he even caused a car accident that tragically killed his own father. If football had a world tour of love, Garrincha was the undefeated champion. And now, to close our scandalous journey, we arrive at a man who turned both football and fun into an art form. The one and only Ronaldinho Gaucho. The smile, the magic, the mischief, you already know what's coming. Ronaldinho wasn't just born to play football, he was born to play everything. His most famous match wasn't on the pitch. It was an 8-hour session with supermodel Lisa Collins that became a locker room legend. But his biggest headline? In 2011, a private video of him with several women somehow leaked online. Yeah, 5 girls, 1 Ronaldinho. And the man himself was the camera operator. The video spread faster than one of his stepovers. Fortunately, with his fame and connections, Ronaldinho managed to erase 99% of it from the internet. That 1%, though, still out there, somewhere in the dark corners of WTube. But hey, we're not here to watch Ronaldinho's private life. We're here to remember his magic on the field, and maybe laugh a little at how wild footballers can get. From Ronaldo's surprise guest to Ronaldinho's viral video, these stories prove one thing. No matter how big the star, when love and lust step onto the pitch, there's always extra time. Thanks for watching till the end, folks. If you know any other legendary scandals I missed, drop them in the comments. And who knows, maybe part 2 is already warming up on the bench. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next crazy football story.